Jersey, it's Équipe de Québec 1.
Tristan Guillemette and Thierry Kerouac-Marcassa.
With bib number 2, wearing a white and it looks like a periwinkle jersey there with antlers on the back, Équipe de Québec 2.
That's Gabriel Drapozikorsky and the veteran Jean-Mitch Lachance, who I've raced with years ago. He's been at it for a long time.
Third on the rail in the amazing looking purple jersey, Jackaroo Racing.
Jackaroo. That's Eloy Batista and Tom Perkins.
In the black jersey, sporting the name Real Deal Aquila.
The real deal himself, Ed Veal, and young rider Chris Ernst.
It looks like we have a team that is pulled out of the event, Team Race Clean. The next team we introduce is Team Ontario / Silver Pro Cycling, wearing bib number 7.
Which is Vince DeHatra and Adam Jamieson.
What color are they wearing? Bib number 7 is wearing the yellow jersey. That is Team Ontario / Silver Pro Cycling. And finally, wearing bib number 9, Juventus.
Scott McKenzie and Zach Lipinski. However, I believe I see Derek G in this field.
I do. I see a Team Race Clean here, wearing bib number 5. They appear to be in a multicolored jersey.
Yeah, I think they are channeling their late 80s French teams. Pretty sure that's Derek G relaying and Michael Foley right there.
And they are a team to watch indeed. We have a minor incident along the backstretch that looks like to be a Real Deal Racing rider right there. Ed Veal is still in the race, but Ed Veal will be lacking a partner while this rider gets a wheel change.
Just check the music
That's in there.
that's playing right now.
No, it's right there.
Oh, what team is that?
Could be Juventus.
It looks like, actually, correction, that is Juventus that went down.
Juventus needs to rejoin the group.
Juventus needs to rejoin that group right away. While his partner gets a wheel change, he's going to have to keep racing. A reminder to riders up and over, always shoulder checks before you move up track.
Madison at times can be a bit of a gong show. That's a technical term. But it never gets less chaotic. You just get better at anticipating it.
And look at that. Bib number 5, Team Race Clean. Derek G, a definite threat on the track here. These riders know what they're doing. Let's take a look at this exchange coming up. It should be flawless.
Well, they honor the Mondrian jerseys they appear to have acquired.
You'll notice the other riders riding up and over, keeping things safe.
Coming through the traffic.
Équipe de Québec 2 making their exchange. Équipe de Québec 1 making their exchange.
Lovely relay in tandem there by both the Quebec teams. Real Deal relays in.
Once again, when you're watching this race, you're looking at the jerseys, you're looking at the colors, you're looking at the bib numbers. Do not pay attention to one single rider on the truck, as you will lose concentration on what's happening here.
3 riders on the front. Chris Ernst making the junction. Adam Jamieson riding in the yellow number 1 jersey trying to come across.
With 5 riders here, we're going to see another exchange, and these riders are going to go up and over the exchange. You see that group just flow up nicely and get back onto that wheel. Équipe de Québec making their exchange. Équipe de Québec 2 making the exchange. It's as if they've practiced.
Jack Rue in some trouble, trying to close it up at the back. It looks like the Juventus rider might not rejoin the race.
And there we go, coming across the line. I will wait for the official results, but it looks like it was Équipe de Québec taking that first sprint.
Veal makes a move over the top.
No, it's not up there yet.
No,
it's not up there yet. It looks like Team Race Clean.
Veal comes in, relays to the young rider Ernst.
Once again, if you pay attention to that scoreboard between corners 3 and 4, you can see the running tally and the points just awarded. Équipe de Québec getting 5, Team Race Clean getting 3. Équipe de Québec 2 getting 2 points, and Real Deal getting 1 point for that sprint.
A number of these riders are members of the national development team and actually spent some time this summer doing outdoor track racing under the guidance of Dave Jack, who works in a number of capacities in this building. So they got some Madison experience this summer in Europe, and let's see how it converts when they take it home to a race experience.
It looks as if we only have 6 teams on the track now. With that one rider down, Team Juventus was asked to leave the track. You have to have both racers in this race in order to
puts a big
last.
dig in the front.
Ed Veal on the front, turning up the heat.
The yellow team exchanging in. That's actually Vincent Tehetra coming in right now in the white helmet. He is a 2-time Winter Olympian and has medaled on the World Cup as a speed skater. And he's coming back to his roots bike racing, trying to make it to the 2020 Olympics for our Team Pursuit program. He came up as a bike racer, another one of these kids that came out of the amazingly talented Ottawa Bicycle program that produced both Derek G and himself, as well as Ariane Bonhomme that we just watched in the race before, and our current women's national road champion, Catherine Main.
Look at that exchange, up and over, yet another one for Équipe de Québec. De up and over the rest of the group goes. Are you able to follow it at home? Our camera people are doing a fantastic job keeping the focus on the race at hand. Another exchange coming right now.
Okay, so Ontario silver is yellow. I thought their 7 on their jersey was a 1. My bad.
It is a 1, but you're doing great.
Real deal exchanges. Quebec 2 comes over the top with Jean-Mitch Lachance. He's literally raced all over the world, Jean-Michel.
Oh, Quebec rider went under. Bad move right there. He lost a spot. That was a bad move right there. He was not looking forward. Always go up in order. Now we just heard the bell coming in for sprint number 2.
Oh, looks like G might, and G holds off Jamison.
Derek G getting 5 points. Jamison getting 3. Équipe de Québec getting 2. And Real Deal getting 1.
Jamison, a member of Stillbird Pro Cycling, probably Canada's most successful road team of the moment.
I got stuff for this.
They generally stick out because of their bright orange helmets.
I got shit for this. I got my FTP test music.
G relays in Foley. Foley is actually a homegrown talent. Came out of the Milton Cycling Academy when it was called that, which is sort of morphed into the NCIM, which I now run. Prodigy of Steve Bauer, to whom he's...
It's a really upbeat song. It's kind of Skrillexy.
We're debating music choices up here in the box, so if you don't like it, please complain to Chantel.
This is regular music at my spin studio, and they love it.
The Real Deal himself leads the charge in field.
Real Deal Ed Veal. Some call him the Schnitzel. Giving a push.
Quebec 2 relays in.
He kind of looked up at us. He was like, what?
The testament to the skill of these riders is we watch them exchange. There's no gaps in the line. Sign of a good handsling is they come in, they relay, and the line just continues as it was without opening up gaps or any kind of tomfoolery in the middle.
Tomfoolery, a $5 word for today.
Jack Rue battling on. They look like they're going to concede the lap.
If Team Jack
Nice
Rue,
double exchange there between Race Clean and our boys in yellow.
if Team Jack Rue gets lapped, they will lose 20 points. They will still be in the race though, and may rejoin this pack.
Jack Rue's going to want to time this, so they tag on to the back of the group as it comes around.
Sometimes a smart move would be to go up track so you can use that momentum to swing down and get back into that group, or else it feels like a herd of elephants coming over top of you.
We've opted for the just let the train run us over approach. Oh, some bumping and grinding over the top there between Foley and the 200-odd-pound Vince Tehetra.
Contact is possible in these races. Jackaroo taking an exchange. Let's see if his partner can get him onto the group. We hear the bell, so the speed is definitely not slowing down.
Big relay just on the bell there. G trying to come over the top of Jamison. Jamison digging in fresh legs because they timed that exchange perfectly.
Team Ontario Silver Pro Cycling right in the running there for another set of 5 points right there. Derek G burying himself with 3 points.
Ernst trying to close the junction in the front three. Quebec, making on the top.
So right there in that sprint, we see that Team Ontario Silver Pro Cycling got 5 points. Team Race Clean, wearing bib number 5, got 3 points. Équipe de Québec 2 getting 2, and Real Deal Aquila getting 1. Chris Ernst shouting words of encouragement to his partner. He has the voice for a death metal band, Chris Ernst. Fellow Real Deal rider Chris Ernst, who's floating right at the top, came 4th yesterday at the Elite Men's Omnium. He is new to the Elite field.
And Derek G is trying to stage a raid right now. But Ernst sees the danger and comes across. Behind Jamison trying to come on to terms. Not an event for the Meek, the Madison.
You're going to see another exchange for the front rider in this group. The rest of the group easily sailing up and over and rejoining in that line. Looks like the race has slowed down just a little bit.
Everything is relative.
Équipe de Québec 1 and Équipe de Québec 2 making their exchange. Real Deal making their exchange. Ed Veal about 5 meters off the back of the group. Let's see him go, and yes, he does. Team Ontario Silver Pro also making an exchange. They're wearing the yellow jersey.
2 laps to the bell. We'll start to see the positioning shake up.
The current leader in this race with 11 total points, Team Race Clean. They're in the multicolored jersey. Doing an exchange right now, actually. They have 11 points. Équipe de Québec with 8. Tied with Team Ontario Silver Pro Cycling in the yellow jersey with also 8 points. We just heard the bell. This can change things up. Riders are asked to keep their line in. Coming through, it looks to be Team Race Clean. Was that Team Race Clean?
Race Clean takes it, relays in. Big counterattack going. G stuck trying to respond. Counterattack pulls up. Status quo.
This is a fast race. A lapse in judgment could be very dangerous on the track. These riders are tired. They've completed over 40 laps now. Quebec missed an exchange, and look how far back it put them.
You will pay.
They are now completing their exchange, and he's going to have to catch up.
You will pay dearly in this event for missed exchanges, because they're going to have to claw their way back, because it's Grupo Compacto on the front.
Things tightening up in that bunch. Riders stacking up. We're going to have an interesting exchange here.
The Hater's just going to have to try and slot in. Comes in a little bit early to give the room.
Ed Veal's going to go up and over. And right back in there.
Veal, another experienced veteran in this field. I believe he was a medalist here at the Pan Am.
Yeah, Ed Veal was a part of the Elite Men's Team Pursuit at the Pan Am Games, representing Canada.
His partner, Chris Ernst, represented Canada at the Junior World Championships last year.
He's now part of our Race Clean team. And Next Gen.
Looks like the front of the race is sizing each other out a little bit. 55 laps still on the board.
Still less than halfway done.
With only 13 points between them, it's still anyone's bike race.
I see a dig being put in by Team Ontario Silver Pro Cycling. With his hand out for an exchange. Nice and smooth. We see another one from Team Équipe de Québec. Another one. Multiple exchanges all happening at once, and within that pack exchanges because they're taking turns pulling. Real Deal with an exchange. I see some riders with shoulder problems in the future.
5 teams in the front. Quebec 2 relays in La Chance.
This group of 5 riding really nice together. Makes for an interesting race.
Race Clean seems pretty content to try and dictate the pace of this event.
Another rider went under an exchange, a very dangerous move. Once again, with those eyes looking forward, you always have to be alert with what's happening. These riders wearing matching jerseys, so it's easier to tell who's with who. We just heard the bell. We see a sprint coming.
It's coming over the top, Chris Ernst.
It's going to be a photo finish. I think Team Race Clean took the 5 points. However, for second and third, it is going to be up in the air. I see the commissaires looking at the photo finish here.
Race Clean is pretty content to try and lead this race from the front, which makes some sense if you consider that these gentlemen came 1-2 in the Pursuit Championships earlier today.
Team Race Clean getting the 5 points. Équipe de Québec 2, they're in the white jerseys with 3 points. Real Deal Aquila with 2 points, and Équipe de Québec 1 with 1 point.
It disappears from there too.
While it's there, with those 4 there, that's what's on the scoreboard.
I know, yeah. It's at the same time.
Oh, no.
5 teams together at the front.
Team Jackaroo, though they have spent most of the race at the opposite side of the track, they are working extremely hard to be maintaining this pace. They've only lost 1 lap so far, almost performing their own individual pursuit, trying to stay away from this group. Once again, a smart move would be to swing up track and time that drop in to ensure that they're rejoining the group at the back in the draft, rather than having that transport truck run you over.
Yeah, they're gaining valuable experience for sure. Madison can be a tough event to try and gain experience in, because generally speaking, you have to learn it in the fray.
I see the Jackaroo rider swinging up with his eyes on the pack. Not too much action right now, so this should be an easy group to get back in onto. And there he is. 6 groups all in 1 pack.
Jean-Michel Chance leads them through on the front. Chris Ernst on his wheel. Chris Ernst making the big move.
Here we go with a big power up.
Équipe de Québec 2 is going to have a little bit of traffic here to time it out. Veal gets a gap. Équipe Québec 2 trying to close it down. This is a big move by the veteran.
Very big gap here with 42 laps to go.
Équipe Québec realizes it's mission critical and they're trying to come across.
Coming around, they see 41 laps to go.
Front of the race, scattered across a quarter lap now. Race Clean relays in G in the multicolored red and black helmet. Veal puts in Ernst.
The exchange putting Real Deal in third in that pack. We see a bit of an attack from Team Race Clean.
They haven't really put a foot wrong today.
Looks to me like it was Race Clean, Équipe de Québec 1, and Real Deal.
G takes it and stays on the gas, trying to draw the field out. Race Clean relays into the front. Ernst to Veal. Bit of
Real Deal
separation
doing
here.
their exchange.
DeHatra is trying to close it up. Jackaroo tacking in behind the big speed skater.
Équipe de Québec with another exchange. Other riders going up and over. You cannot just stare at the wheel in front of you. There's a lot of action happening. Jackaroo with their exchange. If it's clean, they can stay in that pack.
Good solid relay.
Nice power transfer.
Madison racing probably breeds some of the best bike racers in the world because you grow up learning to have to keep your head up all the time.
We have an exchange in the front of this peloton. 2 exchanges at once, simultaneous.
Oh, that was a little snug.
Équipe de Québec 2.
Oh, they're in a little bit of a gap here, but it looks like Lachance will be able to make the junction.
5 meters to go before he bridges it.
It's Grupo Compacto again. Race Clean trying to control the race from the front again.
We're going to see a Jackaroo exchange here. Équipe de Québec would be going. They are choosing to go under, but that is because the Jackaroo rider did slow down before the exchange.
Jackaroo looks like they're finding the flow of the race and fitting in.
Up and over, as always, up and over. Look at that, a triple exchange.
And a fourth tacked in for good
Quadruple.
measure. Quebec kind of gets squeezed underneath.
All 6 teams in a pack. Équipe de Québec coming in for an exchange. Everybody else going up and over with their eyes nice and forward.
This is another one of those critical timed exchanges coming up. The order that you exchange in might determine the order of how your sprinter gets set up.
Some riders appearing to box each other in here because we know a sprint is coming. Équipe de Québec hovering right above that red line.
Good exchange.
An exchange happening last minute with Real Deal. We come in, a couple of exchanges. Riders paying attention, coming in for that
wide in the banking
final.
behind.
Team Race Clean leading it out. Team Ontario Silver Pro Cycling getting second, Real Deal, and then Équipe de Québec.
It's a tight race on the board between Quebec and Team Ontario.
Three more chances for points. Once again, the points being awarded. 5 for first place, 3 for second, 2 for third, and 1 for fourth. However, the final sprint, double points.
The yellow NCIM Madison team of Team Ontario Silver Pro Cycling moved up to second after that sprint.
If you check out racetiming.ca, you can see an ongoing tally of every single sprint that just happened.
5 points separating second to fifth place, so anyone's bike race. Team Race Clean have clawed themselves out of margin.
During this race, relief riders ride above the blue line and are able to adjust their timing for the exchange by doing a few different things. I'll let Chris explain these different techniques to adjusting your speed while being a relief rider.
Part of the art to riding relief is timing it so you come in the good place. Ed Veal looking for his partner there. One of the keys is that you don't have to ride the same speed around the track, so you can dump a ton of time on the straightaways and then kind of belly out the banking, ride it nice and slow, but cut down to take out some of the angle.
You can ride high on the track to cover a bit more distance.
Grippy tires and good nerves go a long way. Halfway to the next sprint. Both the Quebec teams in the front, but Race Clean squeezing back on the front here with G.
This race could be a little bit difficult to follow if you're standing on the infield. You almost need a turning chair in order to watch everything that's happening. And what is this? I see Jackaroo launching a bit of an attack here.
Jackaroo is trying to fight the power.
I haven't seen power like this from them yet in this race.
Big fast relay. Trying to take it back to Race Clean.
Jackaroo wants these points. They're heading out a little early for the sprint. They're seeing 22 to go. Putting the hurt on Team Race Clean with their head down.
They have created a long line of confusion behind them. 2 laps to go, but they're going to have to stay on the gas.
The question is, can they hold it? This is a lot of energy. We talked about energy conservations. That bell, 1 to go. Jackaroo getting caught by the pack and being blown right by. They better get back into that pack.
DeHatra comes over the top in the yellow jersey. DeHatra takes the point in the yellow #1 jersey. Not that they're calling their shots.
Team Race Clean gobbling up second. And Équipe de Québec, I do believe, getting third.
Real Deal comes across as a group of 4. Jackaroo clawing their way across to make the junction. Looks like they found their feet in this event. It's trying to get a little bit scrappy. It's good to see. We don't get a lot of opportunities to practice high-end Madison in Canada, so it's fun to see this many teams at our nationals. It's been brought in at the junior level. They brought in Junior World Championships a number of years ago. They have Junior Worlds now for men and women, and it'll be exciting to see as our national team development program comes up and we have more young riders with Madison experience, just how good this event will be in the next 4 or 5 years.
Adding the women's Madison to the race calendar I think is promoting women's cycling.
And it's been a great caliber race. The Belgian women are fantastically skilled. There's probably 4 or 5 teams that are really leading the way for women's cycling in Madison right now, and Canada is looking to try and get on terms.
And like Chris said, the Madison develops a better racer overall. More awareness on the track, keeping your head up.
It's a little bit from the if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball school, but Madison does add a lot of variables that riders have to learn to deal with.
A nice attack underneath. Team Race Clean, but they haven't turned it on quite yet. Looking over his shoulder there.
One of the real tells for whether or not these riders are a member of our national team is you'll see a number of quite nice Argon bicycles in the field. If they're on an Argon, they're probably on our national team. That's aluminum specialized. Field comes through, relays in traffic, no drama, everyone makes a clean exchange.
And that's what the Madison is all about. A little bit of jockeying for position as the race moves up the track.
One of the joys of Madison is it takes a lot of tactical aptitude. It's physically phenomenally hard and requires great bike handling. So it's kind of a trifecta of terrifying, terrifying things.
A little bit of a dig put in. Équipe de Québec getting onto the back after their exchange. Once again, we spoke about that death line. When you see those riders lined up single file, you know they are going hard.
Ernst does a good job coming down through traffic there to make that exchange.
A couple of last-minute exchanges there. A lot of awareness needed here. Coming in for that sprint, we see Team Race Clean pushing hard, followed by Real Deal. Team Ontario Silver Pro. And we'll have to go to the cameras for the 4th place racer there getting 1 point. Looks like Équipe de Québec getting 1 point. With 9 laps to go, these riders are tired. Their eyes need to stay looking forward. We see a bunch of exchanges coming in at once. Riders typically ordering themselves based on where the exchange will take place. Everything seems clean here so far.
For a rider I wouldn't normally consider a sprinter, Derek G has really been controlling the sprints here. Proof that when you got the big V8, I guess you don't need that much snap.
It's like a diesel engine coming in for the finish.
Double points at the end, so conceivably, depending how it played out, any team could be on the podium. And we've currently got a 3-way tie for bronze. So it's all to play for here coming into the finale.
6 laps to go. Riders doing the math in their heads, looking at that scoreboard. 3-way tie for 3rd.
The math in track racing is not that challenging until you're pinned and on the rivet, and then it's shocking, shocking calculus. Shockingly, Derek G starting the aggression.
We have 1 kilometer left in our race.
Coming over the top with some gas. We've got a big move from the ex-speed skater.
Team Ontario Silver Pro cycling in that yellow jersey.
DeHatra and G were teammates as far back as U15, so they know each other's scorecard.
This is going to be a very high-speed exchange. They're going for that silver medal for sure.
DeHatra's got the field on the ropes, looking for a good timing for the exchange.
2 laps to go.
It's going to be a full tilt exchange here on the front. The big man's tying up. He's got relief, but the cavalry's coming behind. Jamison's got to go.
Going as hard as he can. He hears the bell.
He's rocking and rolling with 1 to go. G comes in. Quebec's coming over the top.
Double points for this final sprint.
Quebec's
Riders
cheering them on.
cheering each other on. Coming through for 10 points. Team Ontario, Silver Pro Cycling. Team Race Clean getting 6 points. Équipe de Québec, getting 4 points. Remember, double points for the finish. Final tabulation. Team Race Clean, 45 points total. Team Ontario Silver Pro Cycling, 31 points. Getting the silver. Équipe de Québec, also on the podium. Getting the bronze with 17 points. That final sprint really did matter.
And that concludes